I watched Super Troopers 3. Let's talk about it. Super Troopers 3, subtitled Farva's Wedding, is a 2026 American comedy filmed by Searchlight Pictures. On August 7th, 2026, it was directed by Jay, last name whom I can't pronounce, and written and starred by the Broken Lizard comedy troupe. This is actually the third installment in what would now be considered a trilogy, and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes. Disclaimer for the movie. Now, although I did really enjoy this movie, I have to give a warning. If you've not seen the other Super Troopers movie, I don't think that this movie is going to hit as good, and this movie does really heavily rely on previous jokes and running on continuing jokes from the first two films. Not to say that it's a bad movie, and it doesn't heavily rely on it too much, but I just would say I highly recommend, before even watching this review or watching the third one, obviously, definitely go see the first movie. I think this movie was paced incredibly well from start to finish. I was laughing and never bored, which led to a very nice flow. The intro was absolutely hilarious, and it was so out of place, I actually thought that maybe they were playing the wrong movie or I walked into the wrong thing, but as soon as I saw Farva's fucking mustache pop up, I already knew. I was at home. I was with Super Troopers. Now, this brings back a lot of the characters that we already know and love from the first two movies, and they're just as great to see on screen as they were in the first two. It was really nice to see all of them together again. They're all getting old, so it's kind of wholesome to see them kind of older and doing this as well. I think all of the characteristics that made each Super Trooper super duper individual is still there, and it still shows, and it looks great on the big screen. You know, they're great. They're great on screen. This movie was absolutely hilarious, but again, I do hate to admit that I'm not entirely sure if this movie would have been super funny if the first two movies hadn't come out. And the reason I say that is because it heavily relies on reoccurring jokes from the first movie. And I don't mean to say that it's overdone or stale even. And they're almost all done like perfectly, and they're timed perfectly, I feel like, so that's like the good thing. But I do think it would have been difficult, again, to watch this if you didn't know anything about any of the other Super Troopers movies. Again, highly recommend go watch the first two, because these are very hilarious movies. They're very edgy. These are not for children. These are for young adults and up, I would say. The soundtrack had a surprisingly broad and diverse range of music, and if you watch the movie, you will see why. But I think it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It had a fun soundtrack. I think it was pretty fitting. And now for the big question. Did I like this movie? And would I recommend this movie to people? Yes and no, and yes and no. And here's why. Again, like I said, I know this review kind of sounds like me just saying the same thing over and over, but this movie does again. It heavily relies on jokes from the first two movies, and I don't know if I can recommend it to everybody. I would 100% recommend this movie to people who have seen the first one, but what I will do instead is I will recommend, again, for the third time, I will recommend go seeing the first one at least. The first one is hilarious. You could watch the first one by itself and not watch any of the other two, and I'd say it's just as good, you know? And so yeah, and I liked this movie. I loved this movie. I'm going to make this an annual summer rewatch where we're going to be watching some Super Troopers 1, 2, and 3. I had a good time watching those towards the end of this summer. It is the like almost the middle of August now. So yeah, the next review that's going to be up is going to be End of Oak Street. And then, yeah, that's the next one that's going to be up. But yeah, that's going to be it for this super awesome movie review. Sorry that this one was short. I kind of had to rush. And also, I suppose this one just didn't have a whole lot to talk about because it was just kind of a silly comedy film. It was very wholesome, I will say that. The movie was very wholesome. But yeah, that's going to be it for this super awesome movie review. As always, if you liked it, maybe you can drop a like on the video. It helps out a lot. If you want to be notified when I go live, maybe you can subscribe, hit the notification button. It is free. Let's chat down in the comments. Let me know, did you like this movie? Are you going to go see this movie? Are you excited for Doomsday? I know the Doomsday trailer just came out. Another Doomsday trailer just came out yesterday. I'm beyond hyped. I just got my Doomsday tickets. I have my Doomsday tickets. December 17th, 7 o'clock that night. I'm gonna be doomsdaying it up, baby. But yeah, did you agree with anything I said? Did you agree with anything I said in this video? Are you mad that I ran through this one? I'm sorry. I've got to go to work here in a little bit too, so I'm trying to hurry up. Don't forget to check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/scooter_booter_. We just finished playing Horizon Zero Dawn. That was an absolutely tremendously fun game. I'm gonna have the final part up for that this evening. We're starting horror games soon. We are gonna be spamming Mad Max for the next couple days, beating Mad Max. That way we can have it open September and October, all of September and October, and maybe even the last maybe even the last week or two of August. We're gonna be doing horror games. So yes, if there's anything you saw or anything I talked about in this video that you'd like to talk about yourself, please feel free. Just don't forget to credit where you feel necessary. Don't forget YouTube is a community, not a competition. Let's help each other Let's help each other out and have fun doing so. Let's not help each other do each other. Let's not do that. But that's going to be it for today. I will see you guys in the next video of whatever it ends up being. I love you guys very much. Stay cool. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Scooter out. Oh, noggin.